What started as an ordinary weekend adventure for four friends quickly turned into a nightmare when they descended into the abandoned metro tunnels beneath the city. After 3 hours of exploring and documenting the tunnel's mysterious graffiti, they realized with growing dread that the path they had carefully marked led back to the same junction they'd passed multiple times before. Their compasses spun uselessly. Phone GPS had long since lost signal, and even the digital watches on their wrists seemed to disagree about how much time had passed since they entered the tunnels. Something about this place defied logic. Tunnels that should have led upwards somehow descended deeper. Doorways they hadn't noticed before suddenly appeared, and they all began to feel as if they were being watched. The chamber they discovered seemed ancient yet impossibly preserved, older than the subway system, older than the city itself, with symbols that matched no known language but still felt strangely familiar to each of them. As they ventured deeper, the tunnels stopped resembling any human construction. Passages curved at impossible angles, rooms seemed larger inside than their exterior walls should allow, and the stone itself felt warm to the touch, almost alive. By what should have been the 18th hour of their ordeal, they found a cavern where the laws of physics seemed optional. Water flowed upward along the walls, small objects hovered unsupported in the air, and sound echoed before it was made. The lake chamber offered their first real hope, a doorway on the far side emanating warm light, unlike their harsh flashlights, though none of them could shake the feeling that crossing the still black water would exact a price they weren't prepared to pay. As they crossed the impossible bridge that formed beneath their feet, each step bringing them closer to the golden doorway, they began to understand that they weren't lost in the tunnels. They had been chosen by them. What awaited them beyond that threshold wasn't an exit from the tunnels, but an entrance to somewhere else entirely. A place where they would finally understand why, of all the people who had entered these tunnels over the centuries, they were the ones who had been allowed to find their way through.